What's up, guys? We're back with another Wednesday Night Live. Apparently, I forgot to shave today. Today, we're going to talk about the Train Wars. So, the Takara Tomy Masterpiece Raiden and the Moon Studio Radiotron, their version. We just finally completed that figure. So, I wanted to talk about this. It's an interesting topic because there are very different approaches to those trains. I did put a poll in the chat. So if you haven't already, go ahead and answer that poll. Let me just say what's up to a few people. What's up, Niclure TG? I never know how to say your name. Steve, what's up? Gilly, or Gil, I guess your name is Gil. Ron, Lowell Martins, my members and my regulars, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. We're up to 20 members. It's awesome. Thank you for joining. And if you're a new member, appreciate it. I have a few things coming up. I have I think a bloopers coming up, and then end of this month. So I think it'll be next week. There'll be a members live stream. So let me share my screen so you guys can see the results. So I do have a poll right now up in YouTube. And here's, oh, by the way, today I turned my lights on, so that's why it looks funny. Oh, I need to do that too. I need to do my collection update as well. So I asked, which train bots are you going with? So far, 0 votes for Takara Tomy. We've got 67% said Moon Studio, and then the rest said neither. So I'm not surprised. I mean, there aren't a lot of, not everybody, especially in the US, are huge fans of Raiden because it came in the Headmaster series, which came out kind of after the Transformers show ended. So it was airing in Japan and Asian markets and not really here. I do have Raiden in the background here. Let me just, oh yeah, you can actually see it. So right here. So Raiden's with my combiners now. I really like him. I'm very happy with him. We're going to go through some pictures today. So you probably haven't seen these pictures just because everyone's been so excited and so, on the Moon Studio thing that we've been sort of ignoring and not really looking at the Takara Tomy set. So let's take a look at some of what it looks like, what the combine mode looks like, and kind of get into it. All right. Let me end that poll. Actually, you know what? I'll leave the poll open because I'm curious. There's only 12 votes, so I'm guessing people haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to leave the poll open. I'm just curious if anybody is buying the Takara Tomy. Right now, it looks like nobody's voted for that. So let me share my images here. So this is my Raiden or Radiotron from Moon Studio. He scales perfectly with the other Zeta bots. So if you bought him for that, he's perfectly sized next to Zeta's Zuperatron, the Toy World Constructor, actually a little bit shorter than the Omega Supreme, DX9 Omega Supreme, but basically the same size as all the other 21-inch combiners. And I gave my final thoughts on this. I really like the combiner, but what's awesome about him is his robot modes are great. So let me just see if there's any comments here. Name is somewhat unpronounceable, so anything you want. Okay. It's fine. Princess says, I have the Moon Studio ones. I'm done with these. I'm not getting 2 sets or anything like that. So I'm going with Moon Studios. I did pre-order the Takara Tomy ones, so we will review those on the channel. I don't know if I should do a versus or not. Tell me in the comments right now if you think I should. It seems kind of unfair, but we'll go through the images in a minute. Lowell says, I'm not getting any, but if I was, they would be the Moon Studio. Okay. Steve says, I only got Cool Peak. Wow, okay. Yeah, Cool Peak is probably my favorite. Out of all of them, just the robot mode and the train mode really look cool. If I was only buying one, I would buy Cool Peak for sure. Like that's a given. Second place would probably be Green Zone or this blue one here. I forgot his name. Dark Knight. No, not Dark Knight. Dark Knight. Yeah, I think it was Dark Knight. He sizes well next to DA9. Yeah, he does really size well. So just to show you that, oops. There he is next to Omega Supreme, my background. He is smaller, he is shorter, but he does size well. So I like the way it looks. McClure says, I voted neither. If I was buying it, buy Moon Studios. So it looks like a lot of people would buy Moon Studios if they were. All right, so let's show you some images of the Takara Tomy MPG. So MPG is not the same scale as MP. It's a little bit smaller. Now, someone showed me I guess a Sunbow related chart. It wasn't a Sunbow chart, but it was based on Sunbow. And they showed that this guy is actually it is in scale with the Masterpiece line. I was kind of surprised by it, so I'm not really sure if that's right or not, but they were pretty small compared to like Optimus and a few others. So Gil says, I wonder if they'll be releasing this as a box set. Right now, they're individual releases, so I do have each of them pre-ordered. They are pricey. That's the other problem with these guys. But let's go with some of the image. So there's a scene from the cartoon. I guess they're fighting. I'm not really sure. I didn't watch this show, so I don't know a lot. But there's Shuki and Yukikaze. There's his weapon. I have a picture in here I really want to get to, so let me move forward. Okay, here's the picture I wanted to show you guys. This is really the first image of Raiden, fully combined and kind of visible. You can see it's grayed out. You know, they have silhouettes for the arms, but the body is visible, the legs are visible. And I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this combined mode. You know, after looking at the Moon Studio and then seeing this, it really seems like the individual bots is where it's at for this. Let me see what you guys are saying. Lolo says, Dakara just looks expensive, Chug. It is expensive. I don't know if I guess it would fit in with your Chug collection. Whiskey says, me too, love the Moon Studio set. Looks great with Zeta bots, yeah. Steve said, I can't see why anyone would get the TT set. Well, I'll show you in a minute. Let me show you the images of why people, especially the Asian market, would get it. Gil says, I wonder if they'll be releasing a box set. I don't know. Lowell says, duo versus. Okay, I think I'm going to. I kind of feel like I have to, so people can make a decision which way they want to go. But it just seems unfair because it's not even, they're totally different. All right, Princeton also says do versus. Super says do it. All right, I'm going to do it, guys. I'll do it. AOG Shocks, what's up? Pretty far behind here. TT is the set is mainly about the licensed trains. Yeah, so I don't think this is it. I think the combiner is kind of like, yeah, they have to do the combiner. It's kind of given, right? They've got to do it because that's what Raiden is. You know, he's a combiner. But I think this isn't really what the Asian market is like interested in. I think it's the robot and train modes. So let's take a look at those train modes. But this was kind of the first time I saw it fully combined, and I'm not that impressed. It looks okay, but I'm not that impressed. There's a lot of kibbly pieces. Princess says they're both MP. Yes, they are both MP. Toys Henry, please leave the poll open until after Takara finish. Okay. I don't feel Takara's in scale. Yeah, so I wish I had that picture. You know what? Let me give me a second. I'll go find it because it was interesting. It's rather small compared to the Masterpiece line. So I'm actually actively searching while I'm talking to you guys. Let me go to the next one. So there's the head for this guy. This is also a little, and I know these fold-out pieces were in the cartoon, so that's why they have this. That was a little thing that he did in the cartoon. So I understand it, but it's a very strange sculpt for the head. So I have a feeling they really focused on the train modes and the robot modes and not so much on the combined mode. I think that was more of an afterthought. but I guess we'll find out. All right, so I think I found a image of Shuki next to Optimus Prime. So let me show you that. Oh, sorry, I left a comment up there. The G RPG is Generations. No, I don't think it's Generations. I don't think it's Generations. You have giant figs in front of the train. Yeah. So here's the vehicle mode. So I think this is what the Asian market is really interested in, is these super duper accurate trains that mimic the bullet trains from Japan. I think this is what it's all about. I think this is why Takara is even making this, is the interest in the trains, the licensing they got. So these are officially licensed. Looks like the train's doors and the figs realistic won't be getting out. Yeah. Yeah. So I think this is really what, but you can actually see through. So I don't know why they would do that. You know, just make the windows shaded. Galvatron says Moon Studio is the best. Yeah, I really do like Moon Studio. Lowell says I think they are best in train mode. Yeah, so I do think, honestly, I think this is what they were after. After these trains, this is their main focus. G Tony, what's up? G is going to be getting these, so I'm actually, going to get the whole combiner, and then eventually G Tony will get those two. If the G is generation and generation is G is chug. I don't think it stands for generation. I can't remember, but we'll find out. Toy Hanger says the main issue here is Takara establishing what they feel combination mode height is. Yeah, that's a problem for me, is the height. If it's not even the same height, it's really small, but it's like 12 inches. 11 or 12 inches, which is a relatively small combiner. And just go back here. So this is like the size of, I'm looking back there, like Ultra Magnus. It's not even the same height as Ultra Magnus, basically, which is kind of strange to me. Gil says MG would look good as individual bots, kind of like MMC Combaticons. Looks good as bots, but Zeta Bruticon look good as combiner. Yeah, I agree. The image of the combiner mode seems like an afterthought. That's how I feel, right? I mean, we can't really see it all, but gosh, I mean, what's going on down here? This looked like the guns, but they just look really bulky. So we'll have to see. All right, so I'm going to move forward here. And I know there's not everyone is interested in the trains anyways. So there's your head. There's the trains. So here's what we're doing. So they've, in their mind, this is a huge advancement, right? So this is the original toy from way back when. And here is the new one, much more accurate train mode. And, I think it looks better than the G1, but there's still a lot of stuff going on, but we'll see when we get this in hand. I'm very curious about the articulation too. Princess MPG is an abbreviation for Masterpiece G, which G means Gatai Union. Okay, well, that's helpful. Thank you, Princeton. So I think it just means, it's a combiner, giant union of robots. So that makes sense to me. I just don't think they can, maybe they're not going to make combiners the scale of the rest of the Masterpiece, just too big and too costly, but let's keep going here. So here's kind of the first images of the robot and train mode together. This is the price in yen, but I think it was $145 for this guy here. I think his name is Yukikaze. Yeah, they put the most in the train mode. Agreed. T-Man says, I feel like G means generations, but generations is a Hasbro thing and not a Takara. Yeah, it's not. This is not generations. That would have explained a lot, but unfortunately it's not. There's another robot mode. There's the back. I don't know if this opens up or not. That'd be interesting if it does. I don't think so. There's his robot mode. So this was the original, and we've gotten better images now, but here's all 6. And this is where I'm just kind of like, Why? Why is he so bulky? So I don't know. So this is the first image we got of the head, the combiner's head. I'm imagining this is an early prototype. Looks like the paint's not quite done there. So let's see. Gil said use the MPG guys as Astra Force. Oh, for Fans Toys Thomas. Interesting. Didn't think of that. Bettany's Integra just look hollow. Yeah, there's a lot of space in there. So there's the torso. I guess these parts just sort of bend upwards here to make the wings. So instead of, I guess they went with, instead of doing, what do you call it? Parts forming, they have it all in one. So your wings here on the back are actually just a piece of the Shuki robot, which is an interesting way to do it. You know, I'm not sure that was the best decision. And then there's all three together. So I just wanted to show you guys that, show you that combined mode, kind of get your thoughts. Let me look at the poll now and see where it's at. So I asked in the chat, which bots are you going with? And let's see the results. 0. It's still okay. I see some both. So 1 or 2 people must have said both. So 60% essentially said Moon Studio, 6% said both, so getting both sets, and then 34% said neither, which is not surprising to me. Raiden is not that popular of a character in, you know, the North American market. So that's really it. I just want to talk about that really quickly. I will be reviewing these, so if you're curious about these guys, you know, stay tuned to my channel. I'm going to end this poll here. Looks like people are still putting answers, but we'll end this. But yeah, I will review those. I'll probably do a versus on those guys just to see how they stack up. That's really it for today. I'm going to be reviewing this next. So this is really, really impressive. It's a 3D printed, but it is transformable. So it transforms into obviously the turtle van. And unfortunately, this is only available to purchase the 3D STL files, right? You can't actually buy this. Now I asked him specifically, but I think he might try to license it with somebody. That's probably his best bet. So I think he's going to try to license it, but right now it's only available as STL, so you can print it yourself. So that's kind of the next review coming up. Next week we'll have some more new stuff, but right now this is what's on the docket. And just cool little thing, comes with all the little face masks, so any color, right? So you got orange for Michelangelo, red for Raphael, purple, and then blue. So really cool little guy. All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Just want to do a quick update on these trains. I think we'll be back next week with a new topic. I'll probably get Mike back in here for a discussion topic. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Later.